So hello guys, and welcome to another video. And recently, I've been playing Mario Party Island Tour, and it is really weird compared to most Mario Party games. Like, it functions a lot like Mario Party 9, but you're not in the car, and each board has a different gimmick. But honestly, the board design in this game isn't very good. It's like mostly luck-based. It's kind of funny that it shows that certain boards have more skill, but that is not true at all. Like, most of these boards are basically just only based on your dice rolls, which is kind of the case a little bit in Mario Party 9 as well. So it's just very basic, very gimmicky. So I wanted to improve the boards in this game, at least some of them. I'm not going to do all of them, since there's like some weird ones in here, like the Shy Guy one, and I'm also going to kind of make them into like classic Mario Party style boards, like assuming this is gonna have like the Jamboree style of gameplay slash Mario Party Superstars. So I'm gonna add things like booze. Item spaces are already here, but I'm just gonna kind of like maybe change them around a little bit, as well as adding like chance time, event spaces, and versus spaces slash battle spaces. So I'm definitely gonna do that, but I am gonna mostly stay within the limitations. I'm not gonna add really too many like new paths unless I absolutely need to. So some of them are still gonna be kind of like linearly designed, but I'm gonna improve them to the best of my ability here. So let's go ahead and get started by like recoloring a lot of these, because we're kind of like changing this up mostly completely, I would say. Though I am gonna keep like some of the item spaces here, because like I do want to have a few of them on here. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep a few of those. Yeah, let's go ahead and start off by adding some blue spaces here. I'm probably gonna replace some of these with like red spaces and things, but like blue spaces are like the most common, so it kind of makes sense to have like a lot of those. And I'm also gonna keep this path like with a similar idea of like a Bowser path, but I guess in this case it would be like a little better functionally, because it's not just gonna be like an annoying thing where it just like sends you back a few spaces. It's actually just gonna take away your coins, like or stars, like you would expect it would in a classic Mario Party game. So it's gonna function a little better in that regard. Actually, it's gonna be kind of like the Bowser path in Peach's birthday cake from Mario Party 1 / Superstars, but I'm also gonna do something like a little different here and add a boo. Just like, because while there is a risk involved here, I do want to add something like at least like a little benefit here. And actually, like, since I'm adding a benefit, I might go ahead and like add like another Bowser space. I know that looks kind of weird with how I put it on here, but yeah, I'm gonna add another Bowser space here, just to increase the risk. But let's add some red spaces in here. I'm gonna keep that red space there since that makes sense. Even though it like had a different function in Island Tour, but I'm gonna add like a few of them, probably more than Nintendo Cube would, because they are very like lenient when it comes to like adding red spaces in their games, I would say. So I'm gonna add a few of them here. I'm also going to add some like bad luck spaces too. So I kind of like a couple Bowser spaces right towards like I guess this is going to be more like a fixed star thing. So that's probably how I'm going to do it. But yeah, so I'm going to change that back, but let's see where I could put like some, actually, yeah, I think here I could have like at least like one bad luck space. I want to see what color would be good for this. Just maybe like a darker version. Too dark. There, that's good. Like a darker version of like the red spaces here. I'm not sure where else I should add one. Maybe I'll replace that one with a bad luck space, and maybe, like, one here, too. I might add, like, another blue space here. But let's add some event spaces. Because, basically, some of them are gonna have, like, be functionally the same as, like, they were in Island Tour. Like, the cannon here. That sends you, like, right across that little gap. That is basically gonna function the same. So I'm just gonna add some more of them here. One by the Chain Chomp, that makes a lot of sense. And let's see. I'm not sure where else oh, maybe like the bridge here? I guess that kind of makes sense to have one. Yeah, I think that makes sense for like the event spaces. This by the Goomba wouldn't be an event space because that's more of like a passing space. So I guess I'll just make that another blue space here. There we go. And also, yeah, I'm gonna replace some of these blue spaces here because I have to add some versus spaces here as well. So let's see. I might put one like right over here. These are essentially like the battle spaces from the older Mario Party games. They just changed the name to Versus Spaces in Super Mario Party, but they are essentially the same thing. And one right here would be nice as well. And then one towards the end. And maybe like one more. I don't want there to be like too few versus spaces, so I'm gonna have like some of them here. I'm gonna have 2 chance time spaces, and yes, we're having chance time here as well. Since it makes a lot of sense, like with the superstars slot. Oh, I should add one on this path. Actually, I might put that on here instead of the item. There. That makes a lot of sense for chance time. And then I'll duplicate this and add it right towards the end. That makes a lot of sense there. And for the ending here, that's just gonna have a star. So I'll just like make it. I forgot to add a PNG of a star, but I'll just like draw one here. So yeah, the star will be there, and then also like a warp pipe. So this is going to be like a very like linear board, with like Mario Party 1 style linear. Because Mario Party 1 had like a lot of these like types of boards here. But yeah, there's going to be a pipe there that just sends you back to the start. But also let's indicate the item spaces with like something like a little better here. Yeah, I think that should, I feel like that would, if there were any more item spaces than this, I feel like it would be a bit too much. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I might want to add a few more red spaces. Or at least a couple more. Let's see. Oh, like right after the Bowser path, that would be a bit weird. Maybe like here? Yeah, I think that's fine for now. But yeah, basically this is gonna, I know it's gonna be like fairly basic for like classic Mario Party standards, but basically what you would do is kind of go through here. There'd be like an event space here. I guess like this would basically make the bridge impassable for like one turn. Going by like classic Mario Party standards, and then the cannon would send you right over to here. The Bowser path would have a boo as like kind of like a compensation for this, I guess, like kind of like a risky thing here. I kind of like that idea, just like having like a boo along with like a bunch of like negative things, and a chance time too, because a chance time can be good in some cases if you have like nothing to lose. But yeah, and then over here is like the Chain Chomp. A couple Bowser spaces towards the end actually makes a lot of sense. I kind of like Island Tour's placement of that, even though it functionally this game just worked very differently. But yeah, I don't know what the Womp would do here. Maybe you would have a chance to get the star here, kind of like on Mario's Rainbow Castle, instead of like switching it, maybe you have to like roll a certain amount to get this star, against the Womp, maybe? Oh, one more thing that I totally forgot to do is add lucky spaces. I'm gonna indicate them with green here, but yeah, I don't really think there needs to be too many lucky spaces. I think Nintendo Cube goes like way too hard on them. So I'm just gonna add like a couple here. Yeah, like towards the end kind of makes sense. It may be like one like right before the Bowser path, one right after the Bowser path, one towards the beginning, and then after this. Yeah, that looks fine. I know this looks like a bit crowded, but I don't know. This looks... I think I might remove like a couple item spaces, because it does look a bit crowded, and replace them with like lucky spaces. That's fine. And one more thing that I totally forgot to add is item shops as well. So I think I'm gonna add two, like one towards the beginning and one like right after the Bowser path. So we'll have this one like, maybe like right here. And then I'll add like another one. I'll replace this item space with like an item shop here. But yeah, let's move on to the next board. So now we're gonna look at one of the most insane boards in the entire Mario Party series, Banzai Bill's Mad Mountain, or if this game was re-released today, Bomber Bill's Mad Mountain, since they changed the name of Banzai Bill. But yeah, these are not all gonna be red spaces and blue spaces here. They're gonna have a completely different meaning than they did in Island Tour. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. But yeah, I'm gonna make a lot of changes here. I'm gonna keep the idea of a Banzai Bill like going across the one path, but yeah, this design here is just atrocious. I'm just gonna go ahead and just like completely like remove that there, and also like for the upper path here too. I'm gonna do something like a lot different. I'm gonna make it more like Spaceland from Mario Party 2, where there's like, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be like a path where there's like more of a risk, and then like a path that is like safer, but you're not really gonna get as many benefits on that path. And also, I'm just going to add like 2 Banzai Bills on here, like one on the other side. So I just think that makes a lot of sense. Still has like the chaos that like the original board does, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like that design just cannot work on like the classic Mario Party formula. So I'm also going to add like another path here, like since I'm kind of like blocking off that one, I'm gonna add like one right here, where it's just like kind of goes in between the spaces here. But actually, why did I blur out that one? That kind of makes sense to have one there. Or I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to think about this. Actually, since that is like the safe route, I might like go up to here. Yeah, I think that looks fine. But it's not gonna be like a race to the goal type thing. I guess Perilous Path was kind of like that, but this is just gonna be like a loop, basically. This is gonna be the one where I actually am gonna add another path here, even though I said I was gonna try to avoid that. I think like on a board like this, that's like basically impossible, like not to do, because this is like the classic Mario Party formula and everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna add like a cloud over here that's gonna function as like the ground over on this part. So then I'm gonna add like a few spaces on here. Just to save time, I'm not gonna add like the official path on here. I'm just gonna add like just like the general like outline of it here. So this is just kind of like outside of the main gimmick, kind of like how some Mario Party games like have like a little area just like take a little break from the action here. So yeah, actually, yeah, even though it kind of looks like it's in the path of the bonsai bill there, that's not going to be like a part of that. But let's go ahead and add some blue spaces here. I'm just going to gray these out to make it easier. So, yep, just going to do that. But I'm just going to say while I'm doing this, this was just like the craziest idea for a Mario Party board ever. Like, I don't know what the devs were thinking when they came up with this, because it's just so tiny that it just doesn't work. And you get the bonsai bill on the dice block, which is just insane. I know that's like part of the gimmick, but like, I don't know. It's just really weird. But yeah, I think like a lot of the blue spaces are going to be on the risky path. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this an event space to have like, I know it would kind of make sense to have like the a lot of the event spaces that trigger the bonsai bills on the safe path, just so someone taking the safe path could just make someone on the risky path mad. I'm just gonna like just start off with like some blue spaces here. I'm gonna add some red spaces like in here, maybe one on there. Then bad luck spaces. Oh, I forgot to change that. But yeah, bad luck spaces. Maybe I'll add like one. I know that's kind of close to the start, but that's what you get for choosing the safe path. And maybe like one more on here. This is gonna be like a very small board, so yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep that there. The boo, let's see where I should put the boo. I definitely want to put it on like a risky path, but maybe towards like the top section here, maybe like along the bridge here. Yeah, that seems like a good spot for the boo. Event spaces for what could trigger the bonsai bills here. I want to put one here, just to kind of like retain that element from the original board. I don't want to put any out on the cloud there, because I mean, just someone's going to be like just chilling out on that cloud over there. I don't think they should really be a part of the main action here. Definitely on these paths here. And it still is going to be somewhat chaotic, where like someone definitely has like a decent chance of like hitting the event space here. This board just seems like way too small, but I don't want to expand it too much just because of my like imposed limitations that I had. But let's see, versus spaces. I don't, even though that kind of is a risk, I still want to put it on the bonsai bill path, just because like, I don't know, I think like the person who lands on it still does get like some coins from it. So then maybe like one over here. Then for Bowser spaces, let's see, definitely on one of the save paths, since I mean, yeah, you could like lose a star, but like at the same time, like the bonsai bill, I think the bonsai, it would be crazy if you could like lose all of your coins, kind of like the laser in Spaceland. I think that would make a lot of sense. But we'll put it like on one of the safe. I guess like now they're not looking as safe because like they have like a bunch of like red spaces and stuff here, but I'll just put like a blue space on here too. So yeah, I think that looks fine for how like the safe paths work. Chance time, I think that should go out. I think I only want to have one chance time on this board because of how small it is. I'm also having only one Bowser too, just because of how small it is. But the chance time, I'll put that like at the very end of the cloud here. Yeah, I'll do that. And the Toad, with the item shop, I think, yeah, I think I'll put the item shop, like, maybe here, kind of like in the middle, like where the path kind of branches. Actually, you know what? I'll add like another thing and put it like right here, kind of like in between, just to make it fair, like so like anyone could really buy an item. So yeah, I think that looks good for the item shop. I only want to have one here just because of how small it is. So I think kind of like Peach's birthday cake only had one item shop. And for the item spaces, I'm gonna have a couple, not too many. But they would definitely go on the Bonsai Bill paths here. So we'll add one there, one up here. Maybe like, this is still a part of the Bonsai Bill path, so maybe one there as well. And like one more. So yeah, and I'm also gonna have the stars on the risky paths, like the star placements. So I'm gonna have like a few fixed star placements here. One at the very end here. I'm just gonna have like a little dot to note that there's gonna be a star there. Maybe not that big. Then maybe like one up here. This wouldn't spawn first. This would be like another one that would just kind of like spawn whenever. This seems a bit close to the start, but maybe like one here as well. Because you'd have to go through like one round of like the Bonsai Bill here. But yeah, I don't even think on this board like the dice rolls would go up to 10. Like I think they would just go up to 6 here, like they would, and like that would just be one of the board gimmicks. Because I don't know like how it would even go up to 10 on this one. I also forgot lucky spaces, like I did last time. So I think I'll add like definitely on the risky routes. I'll add like the lucky spaces. But yeah, and then maybe one on the cloud. So even though this is really small, I think this is like the best way to pull off the Bonsai Bill board from Island Tour with the classic style without like expanding it too much. I know it's still like super small, but I guess this could work. But yeah, let's move on to the next board. So the final board that I'm gonna do in this video is Starcrossed Skyway, and this is probably the closest board to just regular basic Mario Party, but it is literally just an illusion of basic regular Mario Party, since it still is very luck-based and not designed very well. But this seems way more salvageable than the other boards so far. I already went ahead and grayed out a lot of the spaces, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add in some blue spaces here. So, just need to add like a decent amount of them. But yeah, I think there's like a lot more that you could like do with this board, like realistically, compared to the others. Like the theming here is actually pretty nice, even though it's like very New Super Mario Bros.-esque and a little basic. It still looks nice. I still like how it looks. It's very colorful, very bubbly, and whimsical, so I still like the general aesthetic of it. But I'll go ahead and add some like lucky spaces here as well. But yeah, I still kind of like how it looks. It still looks nice. Keep in mind that I'm gonna be replacing like a lot of these spaces here, like with like other things. So this is just like kind of like the base of what it's gonna be. Yeah. I'm gonna add some like bad luck spaces too. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for basic spaces. And instead of the star stages, I'm actually going to basically replace them with like some event space. Like something is gonna happen with them. Like maybe you could like play like this little game for like coins or something. Something like that. So, or like something where you could like risk your coins for like a star or something. I don't know. I think I want to do something with that there. And yeah, of course, I'm also gonna add like a pipe up here at the very top so you can like go back. I know that's kind of like the laziest way to connect into like a technically non-linear Mario Party board, but if I don't want to make too many liberties, I guess that's kind of what I have to do. So yeah. I also wanted to add like a couple new paths. I know this one probably needs it the least, but I still think, like, in order to retain some of the ideas from this board, that I kind of need to do that. So yeah, I'll add like a couple item shops here, like one towards the beginning, like right over here, maybe like right after this event space, kind of like along the path, and then like another one. Let's see, maybe, like, I don't have to add it on, like, all of the things here. Maybe, like, right here would be good. So, yeah. And another thing with this, actually, I don't need to have that as an event space. I actually kind of I just kind of added that automatically, because that was like a star stage there. I actually want to add a star there, kind of like to retain that theming of that, but actually have like some sort of like path that would kind of like take you down it, kind of like, once again, like Peach's birthday cake. I mean, these boards are so linear, you kind of have to make them like Mario Party 1's boards, in a way. So I guess, for this, I could, like, maybe make, like, a little path going up here. Maybe, like, only a couple spaces. Like, 3 spaces kind of going up and kind of, like, connecting this. And there will be, like, some kind of, like, character here. I'll add, like, some kind of, like, indicator. Like, maybe I'll make, like, maybe like some, like a pink exclamation mark. I was gonna make it purple, but that would kind of blend in with the background. But yeah, I think that looks good for like that. It'll make the path going up like fairly basic. And yeah, for that, I kind of want to add like I might want to replace that like lucky space with a chance time. That actually is a really good idea. Make it like kind of like, oh, I don't know, like the kind of like a bad path there. Then I'm gonna add some Bowser spaces too. One down that. I don't know. That might seem like overkill having it down that space. Maybe like one here. Like, oh, you got technically the better thing, but you're not out of the woods yet. So I guess Bowser space there, and then maybe like a Bowser space towards the end. Then one towards the beginning. I don't want to add too many, so I think that's fine for now. Maybe I'll add like one more red space towards the beginning. There. I think that's good. And for the Boo, I'm gonna make that down one of like the paths that you can choose. That's usually how Boos are in like the less linear boards, because that's like one of the only like somewhat like options you have here. So maybe I'll add like a Boo. So yeah, because you could like choose between like an item or going to the Boo. I think that kind of makes sense. And I don't think having... Maybe I'll add another one down the skeleton key path. 'Cause I do think, like, if there's, like, two... Yeah, because, like, if you go down the skeleton key path, I'm planning on putting it, like, right here. Like, you wouldn't really, be able to go to the other boo over there, so that actually makes sense, now that I'm thinking about it. I'll just, like, add one down here so you can kind of, like, go this way. And, yeah, I think I'll do it like that. Like, add, like, some blue spaces in here. Add one lucky. And I'll move, yeah, I'll add another boo right over there. I layered it a bit weirdly, so I might have to, like, just create a separate layer for that new boo. There we go. And for the skeleton key, we'll just put that, like, right here where I was planning. So that would just be a path going, like, this way. Make it, like, a little less linear. I mean, it still would be linear, but, like... Yeah, and it would also give you, like, another chance to, like, evade the star there. So... I think that would be a pretty interesting gimmick. For the item spaces, I was gonna say item shop, but I meant, like, item spaces. Definitely, like, one towards the beginning. It kind of is nice to have them towards the beginning here. Maybe one up here. Let's see, maybe one on skeleton key path. Add, like, a decent amount of item spaces, because you could, like, get skeleton keys from them. One, like, right after that. This is just our encounter. It's a little too close to each other. Yeah, maybe one right there. Then now for the versus spaces. Let's see. Definitely want to add a few of those. Actually, I think I'm putting it pretty close to where the versus space is in the original game. I know, like, versus space is, like... It literally is just a minigame space in the original version of this board, or I guess Island Tour in general. But I'm just kind of placing, like, a few of these. Yeah, I think that looks good. But yeah, anyways... Those were a few Mario Party Island Tour boards improved. I know they're still not perfect. It's definitely going to take a while to think about how they would be balanced and everything. But this is just like a rough idea of how I would improve them. And I only did a few boards here, so let me know if you want to see me do more boards in the future. So yeah, anyways... Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Goodbye.